Good evening. Thank you very much for joining us. This is Nationwide on the network service of the NTA. I'm Ruth Aguele. A two brainstorming session aimed at finding a middle ground in the executive-legislative partnership for effective service delivery in the country is underway in Abuja. The President Muhammadu Buhari, who declared open the joint leadership retreat between the two arms of government, reaffirmed the collective will and sincere aspirations to build a nation where justice, peace and progress are the norm. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo will bring us the details.
The joint leadership retreat provides an opportunity for members of the executive and the legislature to review and strengthen areas of achievements as well as address identified weaknesses in their collaborative partnership for nation building. President Muhammadu Buhari said since there can only be one government in a nation at a time, its officials, both elected and appointed, have no alternative than to work together for the desired peace, unity and development. This, he said, has been largely achieved since the inauguration of the 9th National Assembly.
The accelerated passage of the 2020 budget, the timely confirmation of my nominees, and passage of critical legislations are all testaments to your willingness and commitment to play in your part towards delivering effective services to Nigerians. There is a compelling need to sustain and strengthen on this partnership by creating platforms to share ideas and build consensus on critical governance and policy issues. This approach will enhance coordination within government and strengthen our capacity to effectively address the challenges of governance, service delivery, and development.
He said by virtue of the support and effective partnership with the legislature, critical reforms have been initiated by government towards strengthening the economy, increasing efficiency in governance, and putting the country on a steady path to sustainable future. And to significantly improve the livelihoods of Nigerians within the next 3 years, the President explained that a 9-point priority development agenda has been unveiled to, amongst others, improve security for all, achieve a thriving and sustainable economy, and build a system that will fight corruption on a permanent basis.
We cannot do this alone without your support and collaboration. While all members of the Federal Executive Council have been given clear mandates and yearly targets towards achieving the set indicators and goals, I recognize the critical role of the National Assembly in helping to deliver this agenda and the strategic goals set by this government.
Senate President Ahmed Lawan and Speaker Femi Bajabiamila restated the commitment of both chambers of the National Assembly to sustain the highly desirous and genuine partnership with the executive towards enhancing good governance and effective service delivery to Nigerians.
This relationship is misunderstood by many. Some, out of mischief, will describe the National Assembly as rubber stamp. Some else or misunderstanding. What is upmost in our minds as members of the National Assembly in the 9th Assembly is how do we work with the executive to make Nigeria better. If the price to pay is the names that we get, then let it be the price to pay.
I believe this two-day engagement will do nothing but enhance this relationship, strengthen it, and the people that will be the better for it, not us, but the Nigerian people that we represent.
The Senior Special Assistant to the President on National Assembly Matters, Umar El Yaqub, applauded both President Muhammadu Buhari and the leadership of the National Assembly for always taking proactive steps towards deepening cooperation and partnership between the executive and the legislature for national prosperity. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
Well, it's been 15 months of working relationship between the executive and the 9th National Assembly, a relationship that the actors themselves strongly believe has yielded meaningful national development. The leadership of the two arms of government met and reviewed the strength and weakness of this relationship for possible improvement. Let's get the details from Ignatius Nkwo.
The 9th National Assembly is credited to have introduced some innovations, positive ones at that. Improved relationship with the executive is one of such changes. But like a newly constructed road, this relationship too needs maintenance, and it is the commitment to lubricate this alliance that necessitated the joint executive-legislative leadership retreat at the presidential villa. Interestingly, the legislators and the executive agreed that the existing relationship between the two arms of government has been productive.
Mr. President and the leadership of the 9th Assembly have taken proactive steps to foster and deepen cooperation between both arms of government.
You can see how the outcomes of bills from executive have been passed without any delay.
All of us must realize that this cooperation should be mutual. There should be no senior or junior partner.
You have seen the legislators cooperated with the executive to the letter because it has given it maximum support.
With the economic downturn caused by the COVID-19 pandemic, both parties concord on the urgent need for an improved relationship.
It is like the National Assembly is making more sacrifice. So this kind of meeting will make everybody to contribute.
There is room for improvement. With this kind of synergy, with this kind of retreats, probably we'll get to talk.
And the purpose is not to rest on your oars and think that you have a perfect balance, but to find ways of continuously improving relationship and communication.
This meeting aptly captures the essence of popular consultation in democracy. From the presidential villa, Ignatius Nkwo, NTA News.
Well, in other issues, the presidency has responded to recurring threats to the corporate existence of the country, with factions giving specific timelines for the president to do one thing or another, or else, in their language, the nation will break. In a statement, the presidency warns that such unpatriotic outbursts are both unhelpful and unwarranted, as this government will not succumb to threats and take any decision out of pressure at a time when the nation's full attention is needed to deal with the security challenges facing it at a time of the COVID-19 health crisis. It further says the president, as an elected leader under the Constitution, has the interests of 200 million Nigerians at heart, who are his first responsibility under the Constitution, and will continue to work with patriotic Nigerians through and in line with the parliamentary processes to find solutions to structural and other impediments to the growth and well-being of the nation and its people. Vice President Professor Yemi Osinbajo has expressed concern over young Nigerians being indiscriminately brutalized by men of Nigeria Police Force, especially the Special Anti-Robbery Squad and those in other tactical units. The Vice President, during a chat with the press at the Presidential Villa in Abuja, described these actions as totally objectionable and unacceptable, assuring Nigerians that a reform in the police force to curb these excesses is in the offing. State House correspondent Jide Onifade reports.
The Vice President's reaction follows the concern raised by other Nigerians over the arrest of young men and women suspected to be fraudsters by some police officers. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo condemns in way and manner this has been done, stressing that the president is equally averse to this.
The arrest, maiming, killing of young people, of anyone at all, by these same individuals is completely wrong. It is unlawful, it is illegal, and anybody, all of those who are involved in this, ought to be investigated and prosecuted. Now, I'm sure that today, this afternoon, I had a meeting with the IG of police. We reviewed several of these issues. The president and I have had discussions on this. He's very, very concerned about it. Wants to see a reform. A few bad eggs within the police force causing a lot of these, and because it's all over the place in different states, there's a need, of course, to take serious action. And I think that the IG statement today is a good first step.
Commenting on the recent increase in the price of premium motor spirit, otherwise known as petrol, and electricity tariff, the Vice President says government is in no way plan to put burden on the people, but the action is inevitable as no one expected the downturn of the economy, especially as the country had 12 consecutive months of economic growth before COVID-19 sets in, causing global economic crisis.
But the important thing is that the President and the government are committed completely to ensuring that Nigerians do not suffer needlessly, and that in whatever way it is possible will reduce the burden on Nigerians. I'm sure you're aware of the efforts we're making about putting solar home systems. This is part of the